Eh bien, salut à tous, c'est le Dog, j'espère que vous allez bien et on se donne rendez-vous aujourd'hui pour une nouvelle vidéo qui va être un petit peu différente de d'habitude dans la mesure où j'ai décidé de réinviter mon ami Conall que vous avez vu il y a de cela quelques semaines dans la vidéo qui s'intitulait Comment devenir un Tchad en été, vidéo que vous avez beaucoup appréciée les barons, je vous en remercie et c'est également le cas de Conall. Et je me suis dit que ça pouvait être une bonne idée de nouveau l'inviter sur la chaîne YouTube afin de parler d'entrepreneuriat. Parce que, en effet, sur la chaîne, j'ai parlé de beaucoup de sujets, de dev perso, de style vestimentaire, d'analyse de films, de séries, d'ouvrages et d'actualité bien entendu. Mais au final, on n'a jamais parlé de l'entrepreneuriat et de la difficulté de créer une entreprise. Alors que j'en suis sûr qu'il y a énormément de barons de la communauté qui sont intéressés par ce sujet. Alors pourquoi j'ai invité Conall? Parce qu'il y a maintenant de cela un an et demi, il a lancé sa propre marque de vêtements qui cartonne et il est parti de zéro. Donc il va vous donner des conseils parce que j'ai rédigé une liste de questions qui sont un peu les questions type et Conall va y répondre dans cette vidéo. Mais avant de rentrer dans le vif du sujet, je vous invite à me suivre sur mon Instagram le Dog Baron, mais également à cliquer sur le lien du Patreon si vous avez envie de rejoindre le Club des Barons. C'est un club que j'ai créé en parallèle de la chaîne YouTube avec un canal Telegram afin qu'on puisse discuter, échanger, s'entraider, mais aussi se rencontrer dans la vraie vie. Donc c'est en description et dans le commentaire épinglé. Sans plus attendre, voici mon ami Conall Doyle.
Bonjour Barons, thank you very much for having me back on the channel. It is truly an honor to be here. And Julian, thank you very much for platforming me and enabling me to speak about something that I am very passionate about, which is, of course, the raiments. And also, I hope to see you on my channel very soon so that the Baron community can see a bit of a personal insight into Julian's life, how he lives his life as a free man. And yes, hopefully that is coming to you guys very soon.
Bon Conall, c'est un plaisir de t'avoir sur la chaîne. Comme d'habitude, je pense que de toute façon, on va faire ça beaucoup plus régulièrement. J'ai une série de questions, donc on va commencer par la première. Qu'est-ce que tu penses du style vestimentaire des hommes en 2024? On en avait déjà parlé dans la première vidéo qu'on avait réalisée ensemble. C'était une interview à Montpellier, mais j'aimerais ton avis de nouveau en 2024 sur le style vestimentaire des hommes.
I think that men's fashion has actually become rather boring, rather bland. I do know that old money aesthetic has come back and the old money aesthetic and dark academia is very popular, but I do think that not a lot of people are making it as interesting. So for me with raiments, I like that we are making traditional pieces, but I am making sure that we put a twist on how these traditional pieces are made, how they look, the aesthetic. So we are making very vintage pieces, but we are making them modern. Whereas a lot of people are just buying vintage clothes and they're not really putting their own twist on it. They're not adding anything new to it. So for me, I'm finding it quite boring. I'm liking the idea of making vintage pieces, but making them cool, making them interesting, adding a bit more color to them, adding a different aesthetic to it, making it a bit more appealing to the modern people. Because at the end of the day, there is no point dressing exactly like people did in the 80s. We have to pave our own way. We have to create our new fashion. We have to create our new lanes. Now, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. We don't need to completely make up a whole new fashion piece. Of course, we can make shirts, but instead of making it maybe, just this material, why don't we make it this thicker material? Why don't we make it suitable and applicable for going to the office but shooting, or for example the gilets that Raymond's are making? We don't need to do the regular brown, we don't need to do the regular countryside. Why not make burgundy? Why not make a navy? Why not make a green? Why not make any extra unique colors? Same for the corduroy jacket. We're going to start making different colors of the corduroy jacket. We're just trying to make this old money and dark academia fashion, which I personally enjoy. I think it's very good, but I'm trying to put a modern spin on it so it is more interesting, because there's no point just copying how people dressed in the 80s. We need to pave our own way. So I do think it is cool that old money is back, that dark academia is back, the classy look is back, but we are modern men. We need to change it up slightly. We need to make it a bit more tasteful, because why copy what previous people have done before us? Let's put our own spin. Let's create our own lane. So that's my opinion on the matter.
Mais au fait, comment ça t'est venu l'idée de créer une marque de vêtements? Parce que c'est un business qui est quand même compliqué, c'est pas le plus simple, à part si on décide de faire de vieux t-shirts de merde avec un imprimé dégueulasse, là c'est très simple, mais comment t'es venue l'idée de créer une marque parce que c'est quand même un business qui est plutôt difficile et surtout très concurrentiel.
Well, on the internet, I gathered a large following for my fashion with Ralph Lauren. And with doing so, I did not receive much respect nor appreciation from Ralph Lauren. So, like any real man would do, you sort of say, okay, you know, I have shown a lot of respect. I've done a lot for your brand. You know, it is safe to say that might sound arrogant, it might sound cocky, but we were putting out views every day. And we were putting out 300, 400, 500,000 views per day. Some videos getting millions upon millions of views for Ralph Lauren. And without showing any real respect back to me, they sort of just took advantage and tossed me to the side. So as a result, I thought, you know, I'm a bit annoyed that the vintage aesthetic that you used to make has been sacrificed because of the woke. I'm also annoyed that you're not really showing me the respect that I personally think, you know, would have been nice. So as a result, I said, right, I'm not happy with the fashion of the current Ralph Lauren. I'm not happy with the woke agenda of Ralph Lauren. And on top of that, they have been rather dismissive the way they've treated me with taking some of the pieces from beforehand, taking inspiration from my videos, using that for their modern catalogs. I then decided, right, I'm going to go off on my own, and well, it's worked out very, very well for me. So I'm very happy with the decision.
Peux-tu expliquer aux barons de la communauté quelle est l'identité visuelle, le style de ta marque? C'est-à-dire qu'est-ce qu'elle dégage, qu'est-ce qu'elle représente?
The visual identity and aesthetic of our brand is that we are classy men, is that we're classy women, classy people. However, we have got a modern twist on it. For example, I like being unique in how I dress. I really enjoy it. I like when I walk to places, people acknowledge, okay, that looks good, okay, you look good there. But I also like being innovative with my fashion. I like, you know, trying new things. I'm a free man. So with that being said, we've taken the traditional values of the old money aesthetic, the dark academia, but we're putting a very modern twist on it, you know. For example, our ties are selling out like crazy. Our gilets are selling out like crazy. The jackets are selling like crazy. Everything we've dropped has sold out until we've restocked it. And I personally do think that that is because a lot of modern men, like this traditional aesthetic, but they do want something new. And I think that is what we're doing. We're innovating on the old money and dark academia aesthetic, and we're making it new. We're making it refreshing. We're making it appealing. We're making sure that when a young man walks into a bar or a young woman walks into a bar, they stand out because it is a traditional, classy piece that just has that refreshing touch of something new, something unique, and something quite cool compared to the old traditional style that has already been done before.
Alors c'est un sujet dont on a déjà parlé en privé parce que ça fait un moment qu'on parle de ta marque, etc. et que je connais les chiffres, mais est-ce que les résultats sont à la hauteur de tes attentes? Est-ce que tu es déçu? Est-ce que tu es content? Est-ce que tu penses que tu peux faire mieux? Dis-nous tout à ce propos.
We have massively surpassed my expectations, you know. We initially bought enough stock in the hopes that we would eventually sell it out, and we sold out within a very, 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 very short period of time. So every time we've done a drop, we have exceeded our expectations. The following is very, very loyal, but on top of having a very loyal following, we are making really fantastic pieces, and people seem to be enjoying that. So it's refreshing and very, very warming for me to see that although I think, oh, maybe I just like these, it is good to see that, oh no, I'm not alone. A lot of people have wanted, you know, a gilet to be made in newer colours or made with a different logo or having the spell out on the neck, or people have always really wanted to see some modern corduroy jackets come out that aren't thin, that aren't cheap looking. So it's pretty cool to see how well it's been received. And yes, it has massively surpassed my expectations, I can't actually express that enough. It's really blown my mind. I spoke to Julian about it personally. He's very, very aware that, yeah, all of us are just very, very flattered, very, very heartwarming. And yeah, it's definitely a dream come true for me.
Alors concrètement, on peut dire que tu as réussi dans le domaine de la sape, de la fringue, parce que tu as un business qui tourne, qui fait du chiffre. quel conseil tu donnerais à un jeune entrepreneur qui pourrait se lancer afin qu'il ne fasse pas des erreurs qui pourraient être attendues et afin qu'il puisse avoir des bons résultats, même si c'est difficile de donner des conseils parce que ça dépend des business, etc. Mais quel conseil, toi, tu pourrais donner?
What advice would I give for doing well? Well, for now, we're not patting ourselves on the back in the Raymond's team. We're working very, very hard. All of us work relentlessly. We work very, very hard. Every member of staff works so hard. Business partners work so hard. All of us are ruthless. We are relentless, you know. A lot of people see how I behave on the internet. They see my vlogs, they see that they're fun, there's drinking, there's partying, there's messing about, there's driving cars, etc. That is good. I like to be an entertainer, I like to make people happy, but something very, very important to note is that it takes a wise man to play a fool. So although you see us messing about having fun, we work very, very hard. You know, those vlogs are 1 day a week, and sometimes I do 2 vlogs in 1 day. The rest of the week we're working tirelessly. So that's the advice I would give to anybody. You need to work hard. You can also play hard. You can also enjoy yourself, but working hard, putting in the hours is definitely the best advice I could give, because if you work hard enough, it is impossible to fail. You cannot fail. If you work hard enough, something eventually will work for you. So yes, that's my advice.
Il y a une question que je voulais te poser, c'est quelle est la plus grosse difficulté quand on crée une marque de vêtements? Parce qu'il y a des tas de difficultés liées à la création d'un business, à la création d'une entreprise, mais particulièrement au niveau du vêtement, donc le fait de créer sa propre marque, quel est le plus gros problème? Quelle est la chose qui est la plus évidente, qui nous tombe dessus quand on commence dans ce type de business?
The difficulties with starting a clothing brand, well, there's quite a lot. It's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it. You have to have a mixture of different values, different abilities, and different people around to make sure it works. For example, me and my business partners, we're all very different people. There's quite a lot actually of people working in the Raymond staff-wise. My business partners and I, all the staff, there's a lot of different abilities, there's lots of different skill sets that make it very, very valuable. For example, I'm obviously, you know, able to know, okay, this style of piece is going to be really, really effective. I really like it. This is what I like wearing. It's going to do well. People in this community are craving a piece like this. My business partners are able to help and know, okay, this is the material that we go for. This is how we go about it. So it's important to make sure that, you know, you've got the right people around, and that's definitely one way to make sure that it is going to be a success and everybody is going to pull their weight.
J'imagine que quand tu as commencé, tu n'étais pas sûr que ça allait fonctionner à 100%, il y avait toujours une part de risque. Quelle était ta plus grande peur en tant que jeune entrepreneur quand tu as commencé à développer ta marque?
Like any man, I am afraid of failure. I went from being a lawyer and I sacrificed a very, very successful potential career to go off on my own to pursue my dreams. And chasing dreams is a lot harder than it seems. So in doing this, of course, I had to overcome the fear of failure. But as I said in the previous video, my only fear is God. So therefore, it is in his hands. And for now, I have overcome that failure. I have trust that the process will work out. And now the business is flourishing. It's going very, very well. So the fear of failure, it will always be there, but I have faith. And I work hard, so I know it will work out in the end.
Alors j'imagine que tu n'as pas forcément enchaîné que des succès, il y a bien eu sûrement des petits échecs au cours du processus de création. Quels ont été les échecs que tu as pu réaliser dans le développement de ta marque, même si c'est presque une étape obligatoire parce qu'on ne peut pas faire un sans faute, mais quels ont été tes échecs lorsque tu as créé Vêtements?
There's always failures. There's always small issues behind closed doors, you know, issues with manufacturers, maybe they're on holiday, issues with distributors, people who send out the parcels, etc. We had one major problem just before Christmas where all the couriers were closing for certain days over Christmas that we weren't closed for in the UK. So they were closed, so people in Europe weren't getting their clothes on time. The shirts took a couple of weeks to actually arrive. But this is just purely because it was Christmas. They closed for like 3 weeks, and because of that, the parcels weren't able to get there for 20 odd days. But it wasn't too bad. The parcel still arrived very, very rapidly, and next Christmas we will make sure to use a better carrier who aren't taking so many days off.
Alors, il y a une question que je voulais te poser, c'est pourquoi tu as choisi en logo un canard. Un canard fort sympathique, un col vert. Moi, j'aime beaucoup les canards, donc il n'y a pas du tout de jugement, mais pourquoi tu as choisi cet emblème-là pour ta marque?
As a lot of people may be aware, I used to buy and sell vintage Ralph Lauren. The first rare Ralph Lauren piece I bought ever was actually a duck jumper. And due to the woke agenda with Ralph Lauren, they don't really promote the duck anymore because it has affiliation to hunting and people duck hunting. So as a result, I said to the woke, I want to make my brand purely a mallard because I am not pro this cancel culture. I am anti-woke, and my brand will have that principle at its core that we wear clothes because it looks good. We do not care about the woke connotations or anti-woke connotations. We will make clothes because it looks good, because we like it, and we will build a brand based off that. So that was my intentions.
Alors, tu as un catalogue qui commence à être assez développé parce qu'il y a des cravates, des chemises, des vestes en velours, il y a même des caleçons. Bref, il y a vraiment de tout. Tu vends même un briquet. Quelles sont les futures pièces qui vont arriver dans les prochaines collections V-Raiments?
The plans for the future for the Raiments is actually quite big. Right now, we are doing, the stuff that I really, really wanted, but they are going to get a lot more complicated. So, for example, the corduroy jacket, this is one of my favorite ever Ralph Lauren pieces. We spent a lot of months manufacturing that. The gilets, Ralph Lauren never made gilets. I used to wear a gilet from Shuffle, which is another brand, and I always thought Ralph Lauren should have done that. So for now, the pieces I've made are just staple pieces that everybody can wear. Anybody can have it in any wardrobe, whether you're male, female, it doesn't matter. But in the future, things might get a bit different. Soon we are about to announce a drop with another influencer. We're starting to make a line with another influencer, which is very different, which again opens us up into a bigger market for more people to wear. However, it is going to be a little more niche. So for example, my favorite Ralph Lauren piece was a hand knitted jumper. Not everybody will like this, but now we are at a stage where we can start to make more unique pieces, more limited pieces, and that is where we're going with the brand. So the future of the brand is essentially to start really branching out, making more eccentric, eclectic pieces, more pieces that are going to be for collectors. It's not just your staple piece, like we have done the shirts, we've done the cords, the gilets, we have done the quarter zips, but now we're going to start making things a little bit more unique, a little bit more, interesting. And again, while a lot of people will really enjoy it, it is largely going to be a collector's item or a piece that is for a very special occasion. So that is where the brand is going next. Of course, we will keep doing the regular, the staples, the pieces that every man needs in his wardrobe. But soon, we'll spice it up a little bit more.
Et enfin, j'ai une dernière question à te poser. Donc, tu as choisi comme business model de tout vendre via Internet. Au début, c'était un système de drop, mais maintenant, on peut acheter sur le site Internet quand on veut, parce que tu as du stock, etc. Mais est-ce que tu as envie à terme de créer des magasins physiques? C'est-à-dire que les gens puissent directement aller dans les magasins V-Raiments afin d'acheter tes vêtements. Est-ce que c'est une idée qui a commencé à voir le jour dans ton esprit, ou pour le moment, c'est pas du tout d'actualité?
Yes, that is something that we are definitely going to do. But for now, we enjoy the fact that we've got it on the website. It's coming in drops. It's going live. We can keep the website now fully stocked at all times. So these gilets will be fully stocked on the website. Hopefully we don't sell out of them. We've bought enough that they shouldn't sell out, but that is our plans. Eventually we will have stores, but for now we enjoy the fact that it's on a website. It's all online. Anybody can access it, but soon, within the next, couple of months, maybe a year, we'll start looking at being in stores so anybody can drive to the store. But for now, we are quite enjoying the fact it is largely online.
Ben écoute Conall, merci infiniment d'avoir répondu à mes questions. Donc j'espère que cette vidéo vous aura plu les barons. Ne vous inquiétez pas, je vais revoir Conall très vite. On va faire plus de vidéos ensemble, ça va être génial. J'espère que ça a aidé les barons de la communauté qui souhaitent se lancer un jour dans la création d'une entreprise. J'espère que ça va vous inciter aussi à regarder la marque de Conall. Bien sûr, je mets tous les liens en description et je vous dis à très vite pour une prochaine vidéo. C'était le doc. Ciao les barons.
So yes, Julian, thank you very, very much for having me back on the channel. And to the Baron community, I really, really hope you enjoy the pieces. For everybody who's bought them, thank you very, very much. I hope you have enjoyed your piece. And yes, chaps and chapettes, it is great to be back on the channel. I'll hopefully see you all soon. And make sure Julian gets on my channel to see me in Paris very, very soon. Make sure you guys are all ready for that. He's a great guy. And yes, make sure to subscribe to Julian. He is the man. Beautiful guy, beautiful guy. Yes, mate, thank you very much. I'll literally try and get this to you like right now. Appreciate you, brother. Hopefully see you soon, King.